BS6 norms. Friends, this is also one of the important topic this year. Okay, so that's the reason we need to explore this topic in depth. We need to discuss about BS6 norms. Okay, and then we need to discuss about the associated concepts like this one, diesel particular filter. Okay, and then selective catalytic reduction, and then next OBD. Okay, not that much important, but important. Onboard diagnostics, what are the BS6 complaints, and then we also need to discuss CAFE, corporate average fuel economy, and then we need to discuss real drive emission norms. Okay, and most importantly, everyone will discuss till these points. Okay, BS6 norms, DPF, SCR, selective catalytic reduction, OBD, but these are also important. CAFE, corporate average fuel economy, real drive emissions, and not just this. There are other things also we will be discussing. Those are also very much important, like MARPOL, marine pollution, and CORISA guidelines. What are these MARPOL and CORISA guidelines, sir? This MARPOL is nothing but not BS6 norms, but these are associated with some norms which talks about reducing pollution from the marine ships. Whereas CORISA guideline talks about reducing pollution emissions from the aviation industry. My dear friends, always one thing is clear. Okay, we all will prepare till this point. Okay, UPSC will go one step ahead and UPSC will ask question here. We'll just stop here. UPSC always thinks one step ahead. We have seen this one recently in 2019 mains. Everyone is expecting question on either Chandrayaan or Gaganyaan, but UPSC is always 2 steps or 10 steps ahead. It asked about the need of this one space station for India. Okay, that's the reason here whenever I discuss any topics, I'll be covering all the dimensions, the expected areas. That's the reason we will be discussing about MARPOL convention and the CORISA guidelines. Yes, sir. Coming to BS6 norms. Yes. What does BS6 norm stands for? BS stands for Bharat Stage Norms. BS stands for Bharat Stage Norms. For the first time, in 1991, vehicle norms were introduced. Vehicle emission norms were introduced. Okay, and then in 2000, we came up with Bharat Stage Norms. You need not remember these details 1991 2000, just for your reference I am giving the history. Okay, in 2000 we came up with Bharat Stage Norms, and 2003 we set up a committee by a renowned personality, that is R.A. Mashelkar committee. Okay, R.A. Mashelkar committee. So this committee recommended for BS3 and BS4 norms. 2003 a committee was set up under the chairmanship of R.A. Mashelkar. Okay, so this committee has recommended in 2003 for BS3 and BS4 norms, and it also recommended guidelines for auto fuel policy. Auto fuel policy. Coming fast forward to 2014, Ministry of Petroleum has set up a other committee, that is Soumitra Choudhury committee. Soumitra Choudhury committee. So this committee gave recommendations, and based on the recommendations, we came up with Auto Fuel Vision Policy 2025. Okay, these are the basic history which we should be aware of with regards to the Bharat Stage Norms. So generally, it was initially scheduled BS6 will shift to BS6 in 2022. Generally it was scheduled that India will shift into Bharat Stage Norms in 2022. However, our government in 2016 decided that we will bypass BS5 norms. Yes, stage wise we should go, right? BS1, BS2, BS3, BS4, BS5, and we should reach BS6 by 2020. This is the initial plan. However, our government, considering the rising air pollutions, government thought to bypass this BS5 norms, Bharat Stage 5 norms. In 2016 itself, government has said that we'll be bypassing BS4 norms and the BS6 norms will come into force from April 1st, 2022. We have advanced this BS6 norms for 2 years. Okay, already BS6 norms, many vehicles, all the automobile companies and all these things, oil companies also shifted to BS6 fuels. Okay, so the government has advanced this process to 2 years ahead. So what are the, by the way, who decides this fuel standards, sir? Fuel standards are decided by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, these are implemented by CPCB. These are implemented by CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. Central Pollution Control. So what are the advantages of shifting into BS6? What are the advantages, sir? First thing, PM, not Prime Minister, sir. PM stands for particulate matter. PM stands for particulate matter. Okay. So there will be a significant drop in PM 2.5, particulate matter emission 2.5. My dear friends, just before discussing this, when we are discussing about particulate matter, I'll discuss in detail when we discuss either Kyoto Protocol or this air pollution. Surat, hope you are aware of emission trading in particulate matter. Surat city in Gujarat has started emission trading in particulate matter. My dear friends, one of the most important topic this year for millions, because it's one of the world's first city to start emission trading in particulate matter. In Kyoto Protocol, we have there is a concept of emission trading with regards to carbon credits, but it's a very innovative idea where the emission trading in particulate matter has started in Surat. That's the reason this topic is very much important. Okay, since we are discussing about particulate matter, I thought of sensitizing you. Don't worry, when we discuss this Kyoto Protocol or when we discuss air pollution, I'll be discussing in detail about this Surat emission trading on particulate matter. Okay, coming back to BS6 norms. So there will be a significant reduction in 2.5, particulate matter 2.5. In BS4 fuel, we used to have 120 micrograms of particulate matter per cubic meter. 120 micrograms per cubic meter, whereas there is a significant drastic reduction coming to BS6. It comes down to 20 to 40 micrograms of PM 2.5. Of PM 2.5 per cubic meter. Okay, so this is one of the very important thing. And next one is sulfur content. Okay, whereas in BS6 fuel, the sulfur, it is measured in parts per million. Okay, it will be 10 parts per million in BS6 fuel, whereas in BS4 fuel it is used to be 50 parts per million sulfur content. Okay, so in BS4 the sulfur content used to be 50 parts per million, whereas in BS6 fuel the sulfur content will be 10 parts per million. Sir, why this sulfur is this one? Because due to sulfur it leads to fuel in sulfur will lead to obviously pollution and wearing of automobile parts, and most importantly it also leads to corrosion. Okay, so reduction of this one BS6 now, BS6 fuel will also increase the life of the automobiles, because the wearing and the corrosion will come drastically reduced due to the reduction of sulfur content in the BS6 fuel. And next, importantly, Nitrogen oxides, NOx emissions. NOx emissions in diesel engine cars will come down by 70% in diesel engines, and in petrol engines by 25%. Okay, these are the important things. These are the advantages? One with regards to this particulate matter, next one with regards to NOx emissions, and next one with regards to sulfur emissions. Friends, this BS6 norms mandates OBD, onboard diagnostic device, onboard diagnostic device. I'll show you the image of that. BS6 norms mandates the OBD, that is onboard diagnostic device. This onboard diagnostic device generates the codes, or generates, if there is any malfunction in the device, it will sensitize. It will have a unique code for each malfunction, such that it will help in ease the maintaining of the vehicle. And next, it will also mandate the use of diesel particulate filter. Okay, it will also mandate the use of diesel particulate filter. What is this diesel particulate filter, sir? So this diesel particulate filter, this DPS, is fitted to this before the exhaust pipe. So whatever the emissions which are PM emissions which are coming out from the engine, this diesel particulate filter will filter out that PM emissions. That's the reason I said there is a drastic decline in the PM 2.5 emissions. Okay, next one, it also mandates the use of SCR, selective catalytic reduction system. Selective catalytic reduction system. My dear friends, why I am discussing about DPF and SCR? Because everyone will know, everyone is aware of BS6 norms and all these things. As I said earlier, UPSC always is one step or two steps ahead of us. That's the reason I am discussing about DPF and SCR. So what is this SCR? As the name implies, selective catalytic reduction system. Selective, it only selectively, it is for NOx emissions, to reduce NOx emissions. So that is what it means by selective. The system selectively reduces the NOx emissions. What is catalytic? It in a speed reaction with the aid of catalyst like titanium, molybdenum, tungsten. Okay, this is what it uses as a catalyst. It uses either titanium, molybdenum, tungsten, and etc. Like vanadium, it uses them as a catalyst, and it also uses one reducing agent. One reducing agent like urea, the automotive grade urea. Okay, so it uses the NOx emissions. Imagine it as a one chamber. Okay, so these NOx emissions will be given as an input. It has the catalyst like the titanium, vanadium, and all these things. It has a reducing agent like automotive grade urea. Okay, so after the reaction, the output will be nitrogen, water, and CO2. So this is nothing but selective catalytic reduction. It is selectively, it focuses on the nitrogen oxides emissions, NOx emissions, and it will reduce them. So under BS6 norms, this is also mandated. Okay, so these are the important things: DPF, onboard device, OBD device, onboard diagnostic device, and selective catalytic reduction. And next, coming to other important things, also two terms we'll be discussing: RDE and CAFE norms. What are these RDE and CAFE? These are associated with also these BS6 emissions. Okay, real drive emissions. RDE stands for real drive emissions. Nothing but how much emissions does a vehicle is releasing. It will be monitored, it will be measured in a real time. instead of measuring against the laboratory. Okay, so that is real drive emissions. We'll be in real time, we'll be measuring the emissions and we'll be comparing to the laboratory emissions. That is real drive emission norms. Next one is CAFE norms. It stands for corporate average fuel economy. In some places it is referred as fuel efficiency, fuel economy or fuel efficiency. Okay, corporate average fuel economy or fuel efficiency. This is aimed at lowering fuel consumption. In simple terms, nothing but CAFE talks about increasing the mileage of the car. Whenever we goes to buy a car, if we want to buy a bike or car, the Indian mindset is the first and foremost important thing which we think how much mileage does it use. So this CAFE norms also talks, corporate average fuel economy norms also talks about lowering the fuel consumption. Okay, so and it also talks about reducing CO2 emissions. Okay, reducing CO2 emissions. This CAFE norms came into force in India from April 2017. Okay. See, why I am discussing this is UPSC may not ask in detail what are CAFE norms and what are in details about this. But UPSC sometimes use the term CAFE and RDE are associated with, because sometimes we have seen what is net metering and all these things. Okay. So sometimes UPSC may ask these things. Just have a very basic idea. CAFE stands for corporate average fuel economy and RDE stands for real drive emission norms. Real driving emission norms. Okay, RDE. Next thing, other important thing with regards to associated area, not exactly related with BS6 norms, but the area which we can interlink is MARPOL. What is this MARPOL, sir? This is nothing but marine pollution. Okay. What is BS6? BS Bharat stage norms deals with the terrestrial vehicles. Okay, the vehicles, the automobiles, the general automobiles which we use. So this MARPOL, Marine Pollution Convention, it deals with the emissions coming out from the ships, marine vehicles. Okay, so this is developed by this MARPOL Convention is the outcome developed by International Maritime Organization. International Maritime Organization. Where are the headquarters of it, sir? It is headquartered in London. So under this MARPOL Convention, IMO has highlighted that ships are also releasing lot of sulfur. That's the reason they have mandated the use of very low sulfur fuel oil. Under MARPOL Convention, IMO has mandated that the ship should use very low sulfur fuel oil. Okay, that's the reason this MARPOL Convention is used. And one more thing, why it is in use is few environmental activists are protesting against the use of this very low sulfur fuel oil in the Arctic region. They are asking, few environmentalists are asking to check the use of very low sulfur fuel oil specifically in the Arctic region. Why? Because they highlight that, some studies highlight that these are contributing to black carbon emissions. What happens, sir, if it reduces, it is contributing to black carbon emissions? What is black carbon? So this black carbon affects the albedo. What is albedo, sir? Hope you are all are aware. Albedo is nothing but the reflective capacity. So when this black carbon deposits on the snow, it absorbs more heat and it will lead to the melting of the ice. That's the reason few environmentalists is asking to keep check on the use of very low sulfur fuel oil in the Arctic region. And let me discuss about other important topic, that is CORISA guidelines. What are these guidelines, sir? These guidelines are nothing but, with regards to, these are the guidelines, emission norms for aeroplanes. Emission norms for aeroplanes. Okay. What does CORISA stands for? Emission norms for aeroplanes. CORISA stands for carbon offsetting and reduction scheme for international aviation. Carbon offsetting reduction scheme for international aviation. CORISA norms. Okay. Who gives these norms? These norms were given by ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization. International Civil Aviation Organization. These norms, ICAO norms, were given by International Civil Aviation Organization. This is headquartered at Montreal. Okay, in Canada. Okay, that's it, sir. So if any BS6, if any question comes from BS6, obviously the question should hit from our notes, sir. Because we haven't left a single topic. We discussed about BS6 norms, we have discussed about the history, we have discussed about the what are the advantages, reduction in particulate matter, reduction in sulfur content, reduction in nitrogen emissions. We discussed about diesel particulate filter, we discussed about OBD, we discussed about selective catalytic reduction, and then we discussed about CAFE norms, we discussed about real drive emission norms, and then we discussed about marine pollution, that is MARPOL convention, and then we discussed about CORISA guidelines. Sir, my sincere advice to you is, always, whenever you pick, there are key themes and we can expect question. Please always prepare from a very holistic angle. For sure, the question should come from the notes. Okay, that's the reason, since we are discussing all these things in detail, that's the reason our programs were few successful and largely the questions are coming from the notes. Because we will not leave even a single, if the topic is important, we will not leave a single damage. Okay, so let me show few images on this diesel particulate filter for you. And yes, sir. Okay, this is the yes. This is OBD, onboard diagnostic device. Okay, a small chip which is fitted for every vehicle. And next, this is diesel particulate filter. Okay, this is sometimes made up of ceramic materials and all these things. This is fitted before the exhaust pipe. Exhaust pipe will be like this. This is fitted before this. So when the fuel, the engine exhaust goes into this, here it will be all the particulate filter PM 2.5 emissions were captured in this. Okay, and this is which explains in detail. This is engine. The exhaust is routed to, this is diesel particulate filter, and next it is routed to the selective catalytic reduction, okay, which reduces NOx emissions, nitrogen oxide emissions. Okay, it is mentioned NOx reduction in the selective catalytic reduction catalyst. Okay, and this is CORISA guidelines which I have discussed.